Yeshua, I have had a lot of pain most of my life.
Physical pain?
That and emotional pain,
Yep.
soul pain.
Yep.
And it's been so difficult, and I've just had one thing, trauma after trauma right throughout my life. And at some stage, I really wanted to get to the truth. So I wanted to find out what was going on, what was causing this pain. And what I ended up on a journey was going into with this questioning and search for truth and search for just some form of relief from this pain. And so I entered into and settled into an area where I thought was going to give me a huge amount of answers, which was the New Age, going into every healing modality that you could possibly imagine. You know, and I actually see now that how much I gave my power away to believing that a crystal was going to take that pain away from me. It was going to give me the resolution and that I really desired. And I put a lot of faith into those modalities and into those things because they were telling me that that was going to fix me.
So you put a lot of faith in false beliefs, what
Yes.
you now see as false beliefs.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, they were really just working with the effects of it and give me a short-term effect
But
or
then
solution.
the problem kept it going.
But eventually, at the end of it, you know, I would think, oh, I'm free of that. Oh, I'm free of that. Oh, that's great. You know, I got through that. And then all of a sudden, down the track, I would find myself back to square one every time.
Same thing again.
And now I see myself buried, that true self is just buried under all of these things that I just really haven't dealt with, which I thought I was dealing with all of those years. And so I now have addiction to truth to get to that true self and to that relationship with God.
You also have another addiction though,
Yeah,
and that
sure.
is an addiction to not feeling your feelings of disillusionment. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see, a lot of times we've had years of searching for this, searching for that. And after a while, we start getting quite like hurt about all these searches that we're involved in, right? We start feeling quite disillusioned about every search. Every search sort of starts ending dead end. We have the cycle of the search. The cycle of the search generally is, oh, it's going really, really good. Yeah, I really feel this is enthusiastic. This is going to work. Oh, no, this is going to work for me. Now it's permanent. Oh, I think I'm fixed now. And then all of a sudden, oh, I realise I'm not fixed. Yeah, no, I've still got some more work to do. Oh, no, it's actually worse than that. I'm still actually right back at the beginning I was. And then I go through this terrible phase of, you could call it almost depression, right? Where I go, oh, I just want to give up now. I don't see any point. You know, we get real down about ourselves and depressed and low. And then, of course, we lift ourselves out of that slowly. We search for another one. And then we go through the same cycle. Yeah. Yep. And the main reason why that happens is actually because of our addictions and fears. Yeah. And one of our addictions we have is that we don't want to feel the feeling of being disillusioned with error. We don't want to actually just go into that grief place of feeling we've searched all of our life and just wanting, you know, not to be depressed about it, which is the suppression of the emotion, but just to feel the feeling of just being totally disillusioned with the entire process and how much that interferes with our, you know, our trust that God exists even and that God really wants to connect with us. And that's an emotion you need to let yourself, and you're connecting to it a little bit now, but that's the emotion you need to let yourself address a little more. Does that make sense? Let yourself feel the disillusionment you feel, the disillusionment about the search. Once you feel some of those emotions, you'll find a lot of our physical ailments in particular are created from emotions we feel about ourselves, but we're yet to release because we've been in our addiction. You see? A lot of times we can't discover truth until we let go of the emotion inside of us, which is this panic to find the truth. Does that make sense? Like, because when we're panicked to find the truth, we're not actually in a state of longing for truth. We're in a state of fearing what the truth is. And we need to release that at some point to discover truth. So there's a lot of emotions that we are often in our addiction with. And disillusionment. What's another type of emotion, Mary, that you had with that? It was like we called cynicism and those kind of emotions are all covers, if you like, over deep fears related to deep grief that we have about the world, the environment that we're living in and so forth. And even deep grief that we have about God, that we feel God doesn't exist, we feel God doesn't care. When's God ever wanted to have a relationship with me? Now, we're not realising in that place that God has always wanted a relationship with you, just not the addictive relationship you've had with your parents or some other person around you. Yeah. So feel the disillusionment feeling. Let yourself feel it. Yeah, Raj?